Hey everybody, it's me Carlitos here again, and today I'm reviewing the movie Australia. The latest Baz Luhrman flick, the man who brought you the Romeo and Juliet remake, Shall We Dance, and of course the famous Moulin Rouge. So, how's the latest movie? Is Australia good? Is it bad? Is that all you hear? Let's find out.
Hey, Miss Boss.
Can I come in for the boss?
Mr. Driver,
Yeah.
there's only one tent.
Right.
For the four of us.
Now, normally I start off talking about the story, but today I think I'm going to do things a little different. Let's talk about the actors first. The movie has both Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman, both big headliners for a movie, and of course are great actors. Hugh Jackman, who most of you remember right now from Wolverine, which was his latest, and Nicole Kidman, who I don't think has come out on anything for a while, so kind of nice to see her again, and she's still looking good, which is awesome. Hugh Jackman is looking like a beast. You ladies will love him, of course. And that's about it for the cast. Everyone else is guys, pretty much has those guys you see in other movies and you recognize them, but you never know their names. Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman are the only ones you recognize. Now, they do pretty good together, Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman. They give terrific performances, and there's even this little boy in the movie. I don't know what his name is, but he's a little boy that also is a huge part of the story. And he does very great as an actor also. Now, for the rest of the movie looks extremely beautiful. I'm talking about the cinematography is top notch. I don't see anything that looks this beautiful. The bombings, everything. I mean, dang, it looks like a piece of art. And it's wonderful. As a matter of fact, the entire movie is wonderful from this aspect. From a filmmaking aspect wise, it is beautiful. I mean, the picture looks great. The soundtrack is great. It's a great soundtrack that goes along with it. I mean, everything is great. But the movie has one huge flaw. And here it is. The story is a piece of shit. That's right, you heard me. The story sucks balls. Alright? Let me get, I can't really characterize the story, so let me allow Nicole Kidman from the trailer to do it for you.
Would you like to hear a story?
What story?
Well, there's a girl. And there's a sort of magic man. And there's a big, like a storm.
Japan sweeps the South Pacific, heading toward Australia.
Anyway, the story takes place in a, well, a faraway land called Oz.
Yeah, the trailer looks awesome. But watch that again and pay attention to Nicole Kidman and what she says.
Would you like to hear a story?
What story?
Well, there's a girl, and there's a sort of magic man, and there's a big, like a storm. Anyway, the story takes place in a, well, a faraway land called Oz.
You notice you couldn't really explain the story of the movie. You know why? Because the story of the movie is completely out of whack. And I'm not being biased here, guys, because the movie's kind of a chick flick. I'm open to chick flicks, alright? I own My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It's one of my favorite movies, so don't give me that crap. Alright? The movie is just straight out of whack. Alright? The movie's basically two movies into one. Alright? The first half of the movie, which takes place, it's actually like about an hour and 45 minutes in, is about Nicole Kidman with help of Hugh Jackman trying to get some cows over to point B where she can sell them to the Australian Army. And then all of a sudden when you think things are going to end, it starts off all over again. It's this whole new story about them taking away the little boy, but it is not really like built up very well, so you don't really care. Clocking in at 3 hours, you really don't care about the movie at all. I watched the movie with two girls, and they were bored before I was. They left. I finished the movie on my own, and I gotta tell you, I kind of regret it. I kind of want my 3 hours back. I mean, sure, maybe if I muted the soundtrack, I can enjoy the beautiful scenery. Because like I said, the movie's beautiful to look at. But other than that, the movie's crap. The story was crap, man. It's all about some cows. Like, that's all I can really say about the story. There's nothing else to it. Little boy is probably the only thing you kind of care about because his story is kind of sad and it's the only thing that develops. But his story, you don't get too attached to it either because it's so cut up by the story of cows and Nicole Kidman doing God knows what with Hugh Jackman. I can't really tell you. So that's really it for the movie there. I mean, even at the end of the movie, it seems like they couldn't really, like the writers of the movie didn't really know where they were going with it. It seems like they were trying to write two movies at the same time. One, which is a love story between Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman. The other one about this little Aboriginal boy trying to find his way in the wild in New Australia. Now, it would have been cool to see either one at one point, but combined, they don't really work very well. And it's very disappointing. I read on the internet that supposedly Nicole Kidman signed on to do the movie without reading the script, and I'm not surprised about that. As a matter of fact, I think the studio signed off on the movie without reading the script, because there's a huge amount of problems with the story that, as a basic screenwriting guy, I could see. I don't know how they didn't see it. So with that in mind, I gotta give my review now. I give it a 3 out of 10. Yeah, it's that bad. I mean, I was really excited for the movie. I was excited to see Baz Luhrman's new movie, but it seemed like he went way on the deep end on this one. He was trying to create an epic that just wasn't there, or he needed way more time to write the screenplay. So, it came out pretty bad. I mean, at 3 hours, it's pretty hard to sit through. It starts off okay, but as time goes on, you just become less and less interested, so you're looking at something else. Now, you could argue that Transformers had a bad story, but I gave that a great review. Well, let me tell you something. If The Godfather had a bad story, would you have watched it? No, you wouldn't have, because the foundation of that movie laid in the story. Transformers, the foundation was not the story. In this one, the foundation of the movie was story, and without it, you don't give a damn, and I don't give a damn about the movie. All right, everything was great except for the story, which is a shame, really, because everyone else seemed to do a terrific job. I mean, the director even, his screenwriting skills were so bad for this movie. It's really a shame. Again, guys, let's say avoid this movie. If you really want to check it out and you're a big Baz Luhrmann fan, go ahead, check it out, see what you think for yourself. Before you take my opinion, go right ahead. But I assume by now you've probably already seen it yourself. Now, if you're looking for something like this, it's kind of romantic, stuff like that, stick with Titanic, I'd say, or Cinema Paradiso. Both of those are way better than this movie. You'll be way more interested in that one. You'll be this one, alright, guys? Sorry, Baz Luhrmann just didn't do it this time, alright?
We won.
It was about cows!